Alright, here are the flushes on the ELT Consaul. I'm going to do a detailed view after, but let's just get straight into it. So first, I'm just going to do a normal flush. And fill the tank and I'll be right back. Alright, here we go. I really like the flush on it. It's kind of accurate. So let's do a toilet paper test. Alright, here's the toilet paper test. I didn't want to take it. It's strange. We'll have to redo that test. Just angle it like that. Alright, we fill the tank up. Alright, here's a redo. The clog? You serious? That's crazy. It's probably gonna gurgle. Speaking of this. Alright, I'll be right back when I unclog it. Alright, this had to switch spots because the seam right here would catch the toilet paper and cause it to clog. So let me fill the tank up and we'll redo that one. Alright, better hurry. Here we go. Passed perfectly. I like that. Here's a dye test. That's pretty good. Left just a speck right there, and that is nothing to worry about because there's a blemish right there during printing. So let me fill it up and I'll find my grocery bag and we'll test that. Right, let's see how it does. It failed. Okay. Is it hanging out somewhere? You flush that again. There we go. Well, I know it can't take that. The Trapways are pretty tiny. This one's much more accurate to the real thing. So yeah, this thing, the real one on my shelf, did not really want to take a washcloth on camera. So I don't think this one I want to take a grocery bag because this one's smaller and the Trapway is much smaller on this. So yeah, I'm gonna try a double toilet paper test and we're gonna see how that does in the straw bits. Alright, these are all the straw bits I can do since it would just soften out if I put more. So let me just flush this and see how it does. That did terribly, actually. There's actually one more on the Trapway, which means, yep, it failed. I'm not gonna slap this one because it's a newer model, and I just slap my newer model. Well, not my newer ones, but the older ones I usually slap due to how bad they're designed. So I'm just gonna put more straw bits in there and hold the flapper down so I can see if that will fix the siphoning issue since this thing is extremely siphonic. Alright, so I'm just gonna fill the tank up for y'all. And I'm just going to hold the flapper down really hard. That should fix the siphoning issue. Alright, it's gonna leave every bit of it in here. Let's see. That's true. It took a good portion. Okay, they seem to get stuck right at the opening. So I'm just going to try to take those out real quick. Here's one. Here's two. Don't want to waste y'all's time. Alright, I'll be right back. I don't want to waste any of y'all's time any longer. Well, that's the end of the video. I hope y'all enjoyed it. So here's one last flush for y'all. Alright, here's just a bucket flush. Good siphoning. Alright, let's do just a detailed view on this thing. So let me get it off my tripod. Alright, here's the side of it. Here is the front. There's my head. Here is the back part. Pretty cool. There's just a hole right there. I accidentally made it in. So let me take this thing off the plate and I'll show you all the underside of it. Take off the tank so that way you can see the little detail added there. Alright. The underside. There's the Trapway in there. There's the underside of it, just like the real one. I believe this is either a 4-inch or a 3 and a something inch. I don't know. There's this, I had a little detail because that's the way it is. No buttholes. Let me drain out the water so that we can see a good Trapway picture. There's the inside of the Trapway, circular. It's got a little trench. So yeah. So there's the outline right there. It's kind of like a little dip. Here's this. Pretty cool model overall.